Hi everybody, I'm Philip VanDusen, and this video is about how to come up with blog and vlog post ideas. This is a request video from one of my viewers, Avinash Kumar, who asked me, how do you come up with your blog and vlog post ideas? The previous video to this one is about the importance of designers knowing how to write. And so developing content on a regular basis as a designer is a really great way to be valuable at your job and also to advance your reputation and your credibility in your career. But developing content and coming up with those ideas can be hard. So how do we get inspiration for blogging and vlogging? The first recommendation I'm going to make for you, now don't hate me for this, is learning some sort of list management software. So whether that's Google Sheets or the basics of Excel, being able to have a very easy go-to list keeping system is one of the most important things on capturing inspiration and capturing ideas. It's really important that you write every single idea that you get down. And so I use Google Sheets because I can keep it on my phone, on my laptop, on my desktop computer. And I capture when I'm reading an article or whether I'm looking at a magazine or whether I see something on the street. If I get an idea for something, I write it down. And that idea can be good, it can be bad, it can be fantastic, it can be lame. I capture it because eventually I'm going to go through those lists and I'm going to evaluate whether it's worthy or not. But capturing everything is really important. Before you start developing lists, what I do is I create categories or buckets. And for me, my categories or buckets of what I write and vlog about are branding, design, entrepreneurship, inspiration, trend, content creation, career guidance, productivity, and marketing. I have 9 buckets. So whenever I come up with an idea, I categorize it into one of those buckets. And I try to think about the content that I develop and the ideas that I have in terms of those buckets and where they might fit. And sometimes if I have an idea that's kind of outside of one of those buckets, I'll capture it anyway, because eventually I might be able to massage it in a way that could fit into one of those buckets. And then when you actually have some time to kind of sit down and really brainstorm about ideas for writing, when you're not just gathering them on the fly, it also helps to be able to ideate and plug into those categories or into those buckets as you brainstorm. I want to talk a little bit about the difference between inspiration and stealing. Being inspired by things is where you get energy and ideas when you're exposed to something. Stealing is really copying something verbatim or plagiarizing something. So being inspired is great. Stealing is obviously not. When you're bringing your own point of view to something, that's what's going to make it different, and that's what's really going to give it value. So you want to get out there. You want to feed your brain, read a lot, be exposed to a lot, and keep that list. And whenever an idea comes to you that might fit into one of your categories or buckets, write it down. Part of my inspiration process is what I call article scraping. So that's where I find a quote or a factoid or an opinion that inspires me and gets me thinking about my own point of view on something. I use 2 really great apps and resources for capturing those ideas. One is Pocket. It's a Chrome extension and it captures URLs, but it allows you to add tags. So you can make them searchable when you go back to either read them later or to re-review them. So check out Pocket, it's a great resource. I also use Feedly, which is a website that you can create topic following lists that create a kind of an RSS categorized news feed for you that serves up articles around what it is that you're interested in on a regular basis. And it makes finding content to read and to be inspired by really easy. So check out Feedly too. So where are you going to get those topics that you write about? Well, first of all, it can be your life. So where are you going? What are you doing? Who are you meeting with? Inspiration can come from anywhere. It can be what you see, what you hear, what you read. It can be a deli sign in a window. It can be what you see on a store shelf. It can be a billboard that you see driving down the highway. It can be something that you see on TV. It could be a conversation that you overhear in a coffee shop. Whatever you're curious about, think about trends, think about news, think about innovations around that topic. Another source of inspiration is what is it that you love? What are you passionate about? You may be passionate about design or entrepreneurship. You could also be passionate about skateboarding or sports or yoga. Whatever it is that lights your fire, gather inspiration from what it is that you're passionate about. And then also think about what you might not like in the world, what you hate, what angers you, what frustrates you. Frustration can also be a great jumping off point for ideas. I also do something that I call mashups, and that is an X plus X. So it's one of the things that I'm passionate about, like design or branding, and then something that I'm seeing out in the marketplace, like a trend or an innovation or a cultural event. And I may take those two separate things and mash them up and create a point of view around them. So think about in terms of adding two disparate ideas together and then developing a point of view and developing content around that. Also, conferences are an absolute goldmine for ideas. So presentations you saw or companies you saw or people you met or talked to, you'll get ideas when you're exposed to any one of those things, and write those ideas down. Also pay attention to trends, so design trends or emerging trends in the news or cultural events or societal events, social, business, global, innovation, product, retail, fashion styles. Any kind of emerging trend can also be fodder for developing blog and vlog ideas. Things like business trends, so trends in your category about how your particular service or product is being delivered to your type of customer. You can think about technology trends, so how does technology affect your business or what it is that you do? What are the influencing technologies in what you do? Develop points of view and thoughts and ideas around those. Also, you can be inspired by your peers, so your friends, your colleagues, your LinkedIn connections. What are they doing? What are they focusing on? What kind of things are they developing content around? So you can find inspiration there as well. I would also recommend that you embrace partnerships. I like to call it co-opetition. So it's not competition, it's being cooperative with each other. So developing partnerships. And those sort of tight relationships can really help you be inspired. The goal is for you to become an ideation machine. So ideation is a muscle. You have to use it. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets and the easier it gets. Trust me on this. The more ideas you write down, the easier you will find that those ideas come and the easier they flow. And another great way to make sure that you're using that muscle is to make a commitment to a publishing calendar where you're going to put those ideas out into the world, whether it's in a vlog or a blog or a newsletter. By setting a date where that idea is going to have to get out there, and setting a deadline for yourself is a really, really motivating way to make sure that you are capturing ideas, and it brings it to the top of your mind and it makes you think about getting and finding ideas all the time. So it strengthens that muscle, making a publishing commitment. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit subscribe below so you can see my videos when they come out. And there's a link in the description for my newsletter. It's called Brand Muse, and it comes out every 2 weeks, and it's where I share an insight and some resources and trends on entrepreneurship and design. And that is one of my publishing calendar commitments that keeps me out there looking for ideas. And with that, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.